In today's video, I'm going to be looking back on all of the major builds I've made in my 2000 plus day hardcore world, and ranking them from S to D. Anyways, let's just get right into this because I'm pretty excited to do this. Okay, so first up, we kinda have a heavy hitter already. This is my storage room, and it was one of the first mega builds I've ever made. And before I rank this, I wanna go into my hardcore world and actually take a look around it, so you guys can see too. And just let me know if you agree with my rankings. So let's go take a look at this thing real quick. So already just like flying in, it looks pretty crazy, honestly. This is one of my favorite builds I've ever made, I won't lie. So, you know, you just walk in here and it looks super nice. It looks nice. I'm pretty proud of what I was able to do, considering this was like one of my earliest builds, I want to say. I don't remember exactly what episode, but I want to say like episode maybe like 5 or 6. But yes, it has every single item in the game that's at least sortable, and yeah, it automatically sorts it for me, which is super useful. Let's see, I have a shulker box unloader right here. I have just a bunch of sniffers walking around for some reason. Got a little nether wart farm that I don't think I've actually ever used, and just some little statues. And yeah, I mean, it's not too complicated of a build, but it's definitely one of the most useful in my world. It also has another portal which leads to the main Nether Hub in my Nether. So that's I want to say that's a plus. And there's there's 16 beacons in total, which is honestly probably way too much, but that's okay. But I honestly really like how you can see the redstone out the back. I think it makes it look a lot cooler. I was debating on whether I should cover it up or not, but I decided not to. And I'm kind of glad I decided not to, because that means you can see the items when they go through, and that's one of my favorite things to see in this world. It is awesome. So for how useful it is and how good it looks, I think this is already an S tier. I think this is our first S tier. I might be a little biased, but hey, that's okay. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to our next build, which is going to be the concrete factory that I think I made in episode 2 or 3. Yeah, I think 2. Episode 2. So this was my first mega build, honestly. And yeah, let's just go look at it. All right, now that we're here in my concrete factory, let's take a look at the outside. It's pretty ugly and boxy. This was my first attempt at a mega build, and I was ecstatic by how well it turned out, but compared to my standards now, it honestly isn't all that good. I definitely could have done better with like the knowledge I have now, but I would say I would give the design probably a D tier, but the functionality is insane, right? So this is directly over like where you spawn when you go through the end portal, right? So my concrete duper leads straight to here and goes into these chests, and boom, there is a concrete powder converter right there. I have spent so many hours here, probably days, honestly. So in terms of, you know, usefulness, this is getting an S tier instantly, but it looks so ugly. It really does. It's so bland, and yeah, I don't know. I definitely could have done more with this. I didn't know at the time. I wasn't good at building at the time, but it was good enough back then, but it's not now. And I mean, I put these things like under, like these are cool. I like these. I would like to be able to make something with these again, like with the same kind of design, but I don't really know what I would build. I like those, but it's a big old box basically, and that kind of sucks. Oh, and up top is a auto smelter, an insanely big auto smelter. Oh, I don't even remember what I used that for. I think for the Monopoly board. Yeah, when I was making the Monopoly board, I was here for days on end, easily. So if I were going based off of just design alone, I think it'd actually get a C tier, but because of its usefulness, I want to give it like a high B tier. Like this is going to be the top of B tier, I think. So yeah, I like that. I like where it is. Okay. Next we have the Pale Oak Pagoda, which we'll go take a look at it. I think it's pretty cool, but pretty useless, honestly. So the Pale Oak Pagoda is just here on this little island, and I like to think that this build looks pretty nice. I don't think it looks as nice as some of my other builds, but it is a very intricate build, and I even used some diamond. Oh, yo, I'm a fraud. I think I stole diamond blocks from here for my 2000 day sign over there, but whatever. Let's take a walk through the build. So like you enter through here, and you know it's pretty nice looking, I suppose. And yeah, I mean it's kind of bland, honestly. It doesn't really feel like it has any personality, I guess. Like it looks good, but it has like zero personality, and it's completely useless. And I always forget I can't get out from the top, so that's great. And this is just kind of one of the builds that I built, and I don't really revisit it all that often just because there's really nothing for me to do here. And it's not that crazy of a build, honestly. But I will say, whenever I'm doing an intro or outro, this is my favorite spot to stand, right here on top of the pagoda, because it's a diamond block and you can see all of the builds in the background. It's pretty cool. But I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to give this a C tier. It looks pretty good, but it's completely useless. And I just don't see myself revisiting it all that much. Oh boy, next. Okay, next is the pumpkin from the Halloween episode. This, I think, is one of my worst builds ever. I loved the video. I loved making the video, but I don't even need to go look at it because it's awful. There's nothing to look at. It's completely useless. It doesn't look good. This is honestly the easiest D tier I've ever seen in my life. It's not that good of a build, so yeah, you can stay in D tier. But I will say the video though is very funny. I loved the video and editing it, and I want to say it's probably the funniest video I have ever made in my life, except for maybe the old Valorant videos. If you're a Seppu OG, you know about the old Valorant videos. But anyways, our next build is the carrot farm. Now the carrot farm is actually right next to the pagoda, which is pretty cool. Oh, okay, hold the phone. Let me go sleep. Okay, where was I? Okay, yes, the carrot farm. So this build, it didn't take me all that long, and I really did like the video I made with it, and it looks pretty good. It has served its purpose. It has made me carrots, and that's about all I use it for because, well, I mean, there's nothing else to use it for, so yeah. I mean, it's a good carrot farm. It does its job. It might not be automatic, but oh my god, I hate automatic carrot farms. I hate messing with the villagers. Yeah, everything about automatic carrot farms is an L. So I just built a simple one. And I mean, yeah, it does its job. It's a carrot farm. It looks like a carrot farm. So where am I gonna rank this? I think that I'm gonna put the carrot farm in the C tier below the pagoda, because it definitely doesn't look as good as it, but it is more useful. But you know, I think that's a good spot. I think that's a great spot for it. Okay, next. Ooh, this is a good one. I like this one. This is my rare mob like museum, I guess. So to get into the rare mob museum, I gotta press this button and boom, we're inside. But yeah, as you can see, it's just a bunch of rare mobs. And honestly, okay, my pillager is gone. Must have forgotten to name tag it. Whoops. But yeah, as you can see, like it's a pretty crazy place, honestly, with just some of the rarest mobs in the game. And that's when the happy ghast came out. But this one is the sad ghast forever. And yeah, my chicken jockey, I accidentally killed it, so that kind of sucked. But the design of this place is also pretty cool. I like how all of their habitats are kind of geared towards them. And honestly, it's just crazy how rare some of these mobs are. Like, I don't know, blue axolotl right across from the brown panda, like next to a naturally spawning pink sheep. That's kind of crazy, right? But it definitely, it's not the biggest build, and it's not the most flashy or useful. So I think, I don't know where I'm gonna put this. I think I'm gonna put this in the B tier. I think I'm gonna put it below the concrete factory, because it's not as big or as useful as the concrete factory, but it's still pretty crazy, honestly. So I think yeah, like middle of B tier is pretty good for the rare mob museum. Okay, next is my most recent build, which is the Inferno Castle. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend it because it's pretty crazy, and I already know where this one is gonna go. So if you haven't seen the Inferno Castle video, this build took me around 4 months to make. Well, actually, like 2 months to make, or 3 months to make, and like a month to edit because I was low-key a little lazy. But it's around 600,000 blocks, and it's very, very intricate. So yeah, that's why it was super difficult to build. But it was honestly one of the best things I've ever built in Minecraft. So I think, yeah, it's very detailed. The block palette isn't all that massive. Oh, I already know what the comments are gonna say. You know what else is massive? Yes, I do. Low tape or fade, bringing it back 2026. But anyways, yeah, I mean, especially with shaders on at nighttime, this place is crazy. And the outside is just super duper cool. But again, it's one of the builds where it looks super awesome, but it just serves zero purpose. So I don't really find myself coming to here all that often just because I have nothing to do here except to look at it. So yeah, where am I gonna? Actually, I said I knew I was gonna. I said I knew where I was gonna put this, but I don't know where I'm gonna put this. So okay, it's definitely less useful than the concrete factory. It's less useful than the storage room, but it looks cooler than both. But the storage room looks cool and is super useful. Like that's basically where I spend most of my time in my world is the storage room. So I don't know if I want to. It's either low S or high A. I think I'm gonna give it high A for now, and then if like I feel like I should move it, we'll revisit. You know, we'll revisit. All right, next. Oh, I like this one, the Illegal Items Museum. This one, oh, this is a cool build. So it's actually, you can see it right there. It's on the island with the pagoda and the carrot farm, but it's pretty small. It is a small build. I won't lie. Okay, whatever. It's a pretty tiny build, but what's inside is actually insane, right? So we have bedrock. I just have a kind of weird texture pack on. So that is a piece of bedrock. We have a pig spawner, and you can't tell, but all of these tools have feather falling on them. And then in here we have command blocks and a barrier block. And in this chest, I think I have some like excess stuff, bunch of bedrock, some monster spawners, an end portal frame, and some steak from like the beta of Minecraft. So I've just kept it in here because I don't really have any use for these, honestly. So they'll probably just stay in here forever. But yeah, I also have the jigsaw block and the structure block, and this whole set of diamond armor has feather falling on it. But the craziest part is I have a fully working end portal right here, which is like right next to everything in my world. And honestly, the build itself it looks pretty neat. I do like the color design a lot. I think I made a really good choice with the color design and kind of how it's set up. But again, it's just not that big of a build, but it has some of the it has the craziest stuff in my world inside of it. So let's see, what am I going to rank this? I think giving it anything under an A tier would be criminal. So it's obviously going to be an A tier, but the question is it above the Inferno Castle? I don't think so. I think this is below the Inferno Castle in A tier, just like that. I think I like that. I think I like that. Okay, next we have my end island, which I completely transformed. Okay, all right. Let's go take a look at it. And we're actually gonna get to see the illegal item museum be useful because I can just go through this end portal. Ooh yeah. So my end island is completely transformed to kind of look like Tatooine from Star Wars, and this took kind of a long time. So the entire island is covered with sandstone and just kind of like some craters and stuff. And I replaced the obsidian towers with these pillars, and there's like a rocket ship. Oh, and I opened every single end gateway, which was kind of a pain to do, I'm not gonna lie. There's also like some rovers around, which I think the design for these are pretty cool. I mean, they're nothing crazy, but I mean, if you look at them, you're gonna be like, yeah, that's a rover. And then over here, there's like a sandstorm tornado, which I think I definitely could have done better on the design. I don't know. It probably could have looked cooler. But I think my favorite part about the transformation is actually the kind of terrarium with all the plants and the little pond with like the bridge leading to, back home. Yeah, it's a pretty neat build. It's just kind of, I don't know, feels a little like plain almost. I definitely, if I were to have done something now and transform my end island, probably would have made like some type of city or something, just because because I haven't built a city yet, and I feel like that would look really cool in the end. But I don't know, whenever I made this, I thought this would be the coolest thing to do. So whatever, we ball. But what am I gonna rank this? I think I'm gonna rank this let's see. It's completely useless. No point in having done that. It's kind of bland. It doesn't look all that great, but it's a pretty big build, So what should I do? I think I'm gonna give this. Ooh, yo. If past me saw what I'm about to do to this, he would not be happy. I'm gonna put this in C tier above the pagoda, just because like I don't think it's on the level of these two builds, the concrete factory or the rare mobs museum, but it's definitely better than the pagoda and the carrot farm. So yeah, you can stay in C tier, buddy. Okay, next. This is a good. I love this build. This is my winter village. Okay, kind of a journey to get to this, so let me go do that. All right, so here we are in the Christmas village, and I come here kind of often just because it's so chill here. Like, it just looks great here. It's all lit up. It's nice. I built it around Christmas time. Not 2025 Christmas, but 2024 Christmas. So it was a pretty like recent build almost, I want to say. And I kind of just I like the design of it. I like the feel. And honestly, the video itself was really cool. I had my friend pretend to be Santa Claus and send me on my mission. And I even announced like a new logo at the end of this video, I think. And my secondary home is right over here. I've never shown this in a video. You're getting exclusive content. Yep, I built this house just for fun. I did not know I had a texture pack on that did that. Okay, but yeah, I might as well sleep or not. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yes, I really like this build. It's not a crazy big build or crazy useful build, but it is a very aesthetically pleasing build. So I gotta think where I'm gonna rank this. So I honestly visit that place kind of often just because of how cool it is and how like chill it is there. So let's see, it's definitely above Concrete Factory, but is it top of B tier or bottom A tier? I think I'm gonna go with bottom A tier for this, honestly. It's one of my favorite videos I've made, so it deserves a spot in the higher up leagues. All right, next is my hotel. Okay, I like this build. I like this build a lot. All right, so the hotel is right over here, and I love the design of this. I love how you can see all the different floors, and it has a cool design. The back is whatever, you know, but I like the design. I think it's very pleasing, and you know, the inside is pretty cool as well. Why am I lagging when I look this? Okay, I don't care actually. Yes, I do. That sucks. But yeah, if you didn't know, like all of the rooms and floors have sheep in them. Okay, oh, that's bad. They are all black sheep right now because I needed a bunch of black wool for the Inferno Castle project. So yeah, I have to recolor them, which I'll do eventually, just not now or soon probably. But yeah, all the floors have 4 different rooms, and in each room is a different color of sheep, or it used to be at least. But then you get up here and you can go to the penthouse suite. And this is where all my animals used to live until Bongo and Beppis died. And then I relocated the rest of my animals to my storage room. So it's pretty vacant. It's vacant up here now, but it's still a pretty cool looking build. And it's very useful. It's very useful because of the automatic wool. Oh, whatever, it's fine. So let's see, what am I gonna rank the hotel? I definitely think the hotel is one of my more useful builds in my world, and it's also pretty nice looking. Not as useful as the Concrete Factory, but it looks better. Okay, this is tough, but I think I'm gonna put the hotel above the Concrete Factory. So yeah, I like that. Not as good as the Christmas Village, but better than the Concrete Factory. Yes, okay, that sounds good to me. Next is my Guardian Farm. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the stupid looking pumpkin, by the way. Probably the worst build I have in this world. But there's the Guardian Farm, and the Guardian Farm looks insane. It's such a cool looking build, and it's pretty useful as well. At least, it's pretty useful. I do have a better Guardian Farm now, but this thing still looks pretty cool. And it was one of my first like big builds. But you would just stand up here and, you know, the guardians would spawn and die. And yeah, that's literally it. That's the entire build. So it's not I'm trapped. Never mind. So it's not a lot of anything, but it looks pretty good, and for what it does, it's pretty useful. So I'm thinking I give the Guardian Farm, I think I'm gonna put it below the Rare Mobs Museum because it looks pretty good and it's pretty useful. So I think it belongs right in the middle, just like that. Okay, next up we have, oh, my Nether Hub. Okay, all right, so we are now in my Nether Hub, and it's also a pretty aesthetically pleasing looking build, especially with the ombre kind of floor. I do like it a lot, and it is really useful because, you know, like it's the hub for my world basically. Like I know where everything is because of this. And yeah, it's not like insanely big or anything, but it looks pretty good. Like it just leads me to everything I need. And yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. I like the design with like the big tree at the top, and the inside is probably the coolest part, honestly, with the floor, and I got the beacons and stuff. But its main purpose really is just to, I don't know, serve as like a waypoint almost between like all of my different builds. Like you can see everything like stretching out from this. So this is kind of like the center of my nether, honestly. So it's a pretty impactful build. So because it looks pretty good and it is definitely super useful, I think I'm gonna have to put this in the A tier. But do I put it above the Christmas Village or below? That's the question. I think I'm putting it above. I'm putting it above the Christmas Village. Yep, you heard it here first. Whatever. Anyways, moving on, we have the Wood Factory. Okay, now the Wood Factory is a pretty basic build, honestly. Nothing too crazy, and the inside is, you know, it's all right. And in theory, I mean, it should be very useful, right? But I just don't really see myself like getting all that much wood. I don't really build with wood all that often, so I don't really come here that much. But if I were to be, you know, an avid user of wood, yeah, this be a great build. But I'm not, so this place rarely sees any action, and it doesn't look as cool as some of the other stuff. Like the hotel looks cooler, you know. the villager trading hall looks cooler, and the pagoda like looks, it's just surrounded by cooler things, and it kind of just gets outshined. It's a pretty middle build, I guess. I don't know. So because of all the things I said, I think I'm gonna put this at the top of C tier, like there, but then I want to move the end island up. I was being a little too harsh. On it. Okay, but next we have the Furnace Factory. Okay, this is definitely one of the builds in my world. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the Furnace Factory is very basic. It's a very basic, simple build. But again, I find myself here very often because I'm always smelting something. So it's very useful, and yeah, that's about it. It's just useful. It doesn't look that great. It's just super plain design. But again, this was one of my earlier builds, so I don't expect too much from it. But now that I'm looking at it up close, it has some detail, but it's not like very layered at all. Like it literally has like 2 layers, which is just crazy to me. Like I would definitely, if I were to remake a build, it would definitely be this one or my starting house. One of the two, for sure. So because of everything I said, how it doesn't look that great, but it's super useful, it's kind of similar to the Concrete Factory, but a little bit worse, you know? And it doesn't look as good as the Concrete Factory either. So I think this is a bottom of B tier build. Yes, that seems like a good spot for it. Okay, next is my Villager Trading Hall. Okay, this is a good build. So my Villager Trading Hall is actually right next to the Furnace Factory. And I remember thinking that this was just the craziest build ever, and like it was the best. And it honestly, it doesn't look all that bad. Like it still looks pretty good even to this day. Like I built this on probably like day 200 maybe, and it still looks pretty good. The interior is still looking pretty clean, and I think I still have my dragon egg up here. I could be wrong, but I hope it's still up here. Yes, yeah, my dragon egg is up here, and with just like a bunch of my favorite blocks. And honestly, the interior looks good. Like I feel like I decorated the interior pretty well. And you know, there's like this little outside section with, you know, a little swimming pool for the villagers who are never able to leave. And then there's a little storage room with just random items. But then yeah, there's a bunch of clerics. That's how I get like all my emeralds. And then over here we have every single type of librarian with every single book. And there's even more in here. And guess what? There's even more in here. But wait, that's not it. You flick this lever and you go down here. There is a bunch of stonemasons who, yeah, just give me emeralds. And they're pretty goated, but they're sentenced to be in the basement of the build. So yeah, I really like this build. This is also another one of the builds where I just like come and chill because my enchantment table is also here. My dragon egg is here. You know, there's a beacon. It's like a third home basically. So what would I give this? I'm not sure. So I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't look as good as the Inferno Castle. It looks better than this. It looks better than this, and it looks better than this. But the big thing is also super duper useful. So I think we're seeing our second S tier with the village trading hall. I think that's a good place for it. And next is my creeper plus sugarcane farm. Basically a rocket factory. So again, this build I think I made on episode 2 or 3. So it doesn't look that good, honestly. It really only has like a big old creeper face and a big like cylinder around it, which is fine. You know, this was a pretty like early build for me. But yeah, as you can see, we have the creeper farm, right? But the creeper farm isn't the craziest thing. I just did something bad. Okay. The creeper farm isn't the craziest thing. I think it's probably all the automatic sugarcane like modules down here. There's an insane amount of automatic sugarcane machines down here. And it produces, oh my god, I need to empty it out. Like, yeah, this farm is beast mode. But again, it just doesn't look all that great. So it's another dilemma. It's another like concrete factory dilemma. So I think since it's pretty similar to the concrete factory, it's gonna go in the B tier. But I think where it belongs is above the Guardian farm, but below the Rare Mobs Museum. I think that's a good place for it. And next is my starting house. Okay, all right, let's go take a look at my starting house. So I like to believe my starting house is like the center of my world, basically. Like all of the builds revolve around this little house right here. And yeah, it's definitely, it's not anything great, right? There's a little mine shaft down there. You know, we're on like the patio. There's another portal, but we go inside and you know, there's 2 beds. And the funny thing is, this is the only place that I will sleep at. Like, unless I'm super far away from home, I will genuinely only sleep in these 2 beds right here. And you know, there's like an ender chest and stuff. And in the basement, there used to be like my OG storage room. But beyond that, there really isn't much to see here except for the nostalgia factor. And when it burned down in my last hardcore episode, I was devastated. I was genuinely devastated. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna rank this. I don't know. So it's not very useful anymore, and it doesn't look that good. So it would be D tier, but like, you know, nostalgia factor, right? Okay, you know what? I agree with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna put it bottom of A tier. Yep, that's the perfect spot for it. And then next is the Monopoly board. I am so excited to go look at this. I love the Monopoly board so much. So if you've never seen the video where I built the Monopoly board, first of all, I highly recommend it. Second of all, this is the build I consider to be like my best build, honestly. I absolutely adore this build. It's completely useless, but man, does it look exactly like Monopoly. And it serves as like kind of a waypoint. Like whenever I see the Monopoly board, I'm like, oh, yep, I'm home, I guess. And yeah, I mean, the premise of the video was I needed to do something to get Sterling to play Monopoly with me. So I decided to build the world's largest Monopoly board. This is actually, I'm pretty sure, the biggest Monopoly board ever built in any hardcore Minecraft world. It's a little over 500,000 blocks. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. I would love to make another build like this again, but I don't like any other board games like this. Like there's no other board games that are as cool as Monopoly. Maybe like the Game of Life, but it's not Monopoly, you know? I mean, it looks crazy. And I think the coolest thing is I didn't use like any like references really. Like I kind of freehanded most of this stuff except for I think the big old Monopoly sign in the middle. I used like a voxel thing to make it all into blocks. But the rest of this I kind of just built by myself, and I think it turned out pretty good. So, I mean, we all know where this is going, right? Like, I mean, genuinely, this is my favorite build I've ever made. So that's getting put at the top of S. Super easy. That's the easiest S tier I've ever done in my life. And I think I like this tier list. I think I agree with this tier list. Yeah, I agree with this tier list. And obviously, I have other builds in my world, but none are like as significant as these ones, you know? So I only did the significant ones. Oh my god. Okay, please don't die. trying to do my outro, but well, anyways, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment if you think I got any of these wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below because I'm kind of interested to see what you guys think and what you guys would rate as the best build. Because I think some of you would disagree with me on Monopoly board being the #1 build in my world. But who knows? Make sure you comment and let me know. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.